Hey friends, Frankie and Brad here in Casper's Kitchen where we cook music. Today, Brad and I are going to chat a little bit about gear that we bought and regretted. Kick us off.
I think when it comes to music, if you bought a guitar that you regretted, that's your fault, nobody else's. And we were talking about how the only way that could happen is if you order it and not played it before you got it.
Right.
Now, I think most of the gear that's bought and regretted are sound effects. I mean,
Yes.
when you see an ad for something that promises this and that, and your mind is already telling you what it's going to sound like, it doesn't
Gotta have
sound.
it. Can't live without it.
It's not going to sound anything like that.
Yeah.
When I was younger in the 60s, I saw Hendrix playing a Vox wah pedal, and I said, I got to get a Vox wah pedal, which I did. Played it for years, loved it. It died, and I could not find a Vox, so I ended up buying another brand. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but I went through two off-brands. They were never the same until I could find another Vox wah pedal. Today, that's what I still have. So, which tells me that even though they're the same thing, they're not going to sound
Yep.
the same.
Oh yeah. I'll have to agree with you there. Probably the biggest mistake that I made. Uh, I bought a guitar pedal by Electro Harmonics, company that I like. Have a lot of their pedals, and I think it was a Key 88. It was a guitar pedal that made your guitar sound like a piano. And when I saw it and I watched a few tutorials on YouTube, it was like, oh, I can't live without this. I couldn't sleep at night. I had to have it, and I got it. And the whole purpose I got it is I wanted to try playing Whiter Shade of Pale. And I learned the song, and I played it, and it sounded good. And I never used the pedal again, ever. And I eventually took it off my pedal board, and my son's using it now. It's not that it was a bad pedal. It did what it was supposed to do, but honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. Why would I want my guitar to sound like a piano? I mean, what the hell was I thinking?
You were not thinking. That's what it was.
Yeah. But I can honestly say I've been extremely lucky buying on the internet. I've bought on Reverb. I've bought on eBay, sight unseen, and I've never bought a guitar that wasn't better than what it was advertised. I've never got burned on one, and I have been lucky. And I've never bought a guitar in my life that I regret buying. I've only sold one guitar. It was an early acoustic that I just quit playing and passed it on to another beginner. But now foot pedals, I've had several foot pedals that suckered me in there.
I think the most popular, or probably one of the most bought foot pedals, are distortion.
I'm
And-
guilty.
And if you listen to early rock albums where you can tell they use some type of distortion pedal, some of the 60s type music, it fits.
Hmm.
To me, I just like that electric distortion out of a good amp better than a manufactured foot pedal distortion. But like I say, I'm going to go back to groups like Buffalo Springfield. When Neil Young used a distortion pedal, it fit what they were doing.
Yeah.
And so some of those sounds will fit a certain group, depending on what their style and how they sound. Um, I'm guilty of. I think I bought a foot pedal, a distortion pedal at one time. Fuzz face. I
Yeah,
think Hendrix used
right.
one,
Fuzz face. I'm familiar with those.
and for that type of music, it actually works. I think I even bought a little chorus pedal one time that actually sounded pretty good, but of course, a lot of amps now have built-in
The
chorus.
modulars. Yeah. I my pedal board has a lot of distortion pedals, and I love the high-end distortion pedals for the metal music. Um, I am guilty of having to constantly pull off a distortion pedal to put something else on. I have had as many as 5 on my board at one time. Now I've got 3. But uh, but to your credit, Brad, the distortion pedals, you've got your fuzz pedals, and in your distortion pedals, when you get into your higher end distortion pedals, they have lesser fuzz and more crunch. Uh,
They all sound different,
and they do.
and you have to find the one that fits your style
That's true.
and your way of playing.
That's true. I use 3 on my board, and I use them all for different songs. One I use more than the other 2, but you're right. They each have their flavor, and what you would use one for might sound totally ridiculous in another song. I definitely have a pedal I use for Spirit in the Sky, and I don't use that pedal a lot for anything else, just that one particular song. But give us your comments. Let us know what kind of gear you brought that's just totally disappoints you. Did you go out and buy that new Gibson Custom Les Paul for $10,000 and find it to be just astonishing, or something less? Let us know. Anything to add, Brad?
No, like I told you earlier, I feel like in that pedal world, that probably, I think at least 80% of the people that buy those are not going to get what their mind thinks they're getting. And you're always hearing something better than what it's actually going to do.
I even amplifiers. I've never bought an amplifier that I would even consider selling. Even some of my I've got some little practice amps that are solid state amps that I just love, and then my tube amps. There's no way I bought them because I researched, it was what I wanted, uh, and I wasn't disappointed. I guess just lucky, and I can say the same for my PA equipment. About everything I bought, I've not regretted, and I think a lot of that is luck, just luck. But give us your thoughts. Let us know. Let us know your experience, and as always, give us a couple of thumbs up. Subscribe to our site. Have a good day.